Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse, and today we'll be talking about game collecting. And is it a considered a form of hoarding? And I know that's something most people will probably say yes, 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 and trying to prove some odd point. But let's go into more actual specifying in what's the meaning of hoarding. My opinion, if someone is a game collector, if you have more than one copy of the same game, and I'll go into more detail on how I would consider it hoarding, but I would say, yeah, if you have more than one copy of the same game, like if you have 5 copies of The Force Unleashed opened, then yes, you are probably hoarding. But let's just say you have a copy that isn't open. Let's say you have one copy you just want to use for playing on your old console or more backwards compatibility, let's just say, and you have a copy that isn't opened. Well, let's just say you're probably using that to invest and save it for later so you can sell it to get something else. That's how I see it as. And in my opinion, that's not hoarding. You just know that that game's going to be collectible. I'm going to grab 2 copies, one to play, one that just never opened in like 10 to 20 years. Let's just say, let's just say someone saw the PS Vita and is like, oh, I'm going to collect copies for this game. I'm going to collect one that isn't open and one just to keep to play. Let's just say someone did that back when the system first launched, and he did that for every PS Vita game. He would have a fortune. Let's just say he would have a lot of money. Like, that's just because right now PS Vita games unopened are like extremely collectible to find. I mean, they're very expensive. Some PS Vita games, but mostly the ones that are anime-esque, those are very collectible unopened, and they are in a hefty price range. Let's just say even open copies are somewhat expensive as well, but it's not like every PS Vita game. I know some people thinking, oh, every PS Vita game is expensive, but no, it's only the ones that kind of anime-esque and have a that are not opened. They're just rifled, factory sealed. I don't know how much altogether would be, but it'd probably be above $1,000 if you're doing it for the highest bidder. And I mean, the only people who would buy those copies would be collectors who want to mint those games, or I would just say if you got them on clearance as well. I mean, let's just say the guy got all these games on clearance, and he graded every copy of those PS Vita games that are now collectible. It'd be more than $1,000 if the grade was a good grade, like a 8.0 or maybe like a 9.4 or a 9.6, like that. So yeah, I mean, do I do that? Yes, I do. I do have copies of games that I am not going to open because I know how much they are and they're very collectible, and I would love to trade them in, but most stores are going to be like, well, we're going to do $12 in value. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to trade in this game it is not worth $12. This is like a $150 game unopened with the art book, and that's Metal Gear Solid the Legacy Collection. Because I did bring it in yesterday just to see like what the store would do, and they were like, "We're sorry, but we can't do that much." And I'm like, "Okay." I just took it back and said thank you, and it's like, you want to do that type of crap, I'm just gonna leave and just not sell it to you guys. And I don't know if I would sell it. It's just so expensive right now, and it's gonna keep going up because there's not many copies of that thing out there. Brand new, factory sealed with the art book and with the plastic covering on it. It's I wouldn't say it's a holy grail. I don't even know what I would consider a holy grail in video games, except maybe Panzer Dragoon and for the Sega Saturn unopened, and maybe Persona Revelation for the PlayStation. Even open is still a holy grail, but an unopened copy of that game would be probably a hefty price. Let's just say if you could give it dirt cheap, but chances are slim for that. But that's just my opinion on game collecting. But mostly, I don't really consider game collecting hoarding as long as you have it, like, in like a nice shelf that's all, like evenly done, not like all wacko. But I know some people who don't have that like that. But I always try to make sure my things are in order, make them look nice, and I'm like that type of person. Everything has to be evenly correct. Even how I do the platinum hits, I always put those first, and then I do the regular non-platinum hits. Just Like after I do all the platinum hits and then all the greatest hits, I always put those first, and then I do all the black labels. I don't know, like maybe white label, like 360, like white label. I don't know, but I always try to make them all like I do have that type of mind, so I make sure everything is like perfectly even and looks nice. That's just me, but I know some people aren't like that, and they'll just add everything and make it look all wacko and weird. I'm not like that, but I know some people are, but I don't know. I don't really consider it hoarding, because if you consider that hoarding, then you probably should consider people who collect books hoarding. Like, I mean, that's kind of the same thing. People have tons of books. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and there's like a different definition of hoarding. I mean, and I think that's one thing I think a lot of people get confused by what is hoarding, what isn't hoarding. They always add them all together because no one wants to use their actual brains to actually really see what is hoarding. Because you can watch hoarding videos and you can see how disgusting the houses are. Because then everything, it's all just crap everywhere, and it takes a while to clean up. And I'm not like that, thank goodness. I don't want to be like that because that's kind of like ugh, disgusting. But I mean, there's different types of collectors. Even people collect Coca-Cola cans, like, I don't know how that's a thing, but it is a thing. People collect Pepsi cans, and it's pretty impressive, like, how many different designs of Coca-Cola cans there are. But, I mean, there's a thing for every genre of collecting. I mean, there's people who collect cars. Could you consider that hoarding? Well, technically, those have value because of historical references. That's like with video games. Like you're gonna lose this. Like people always lose these type of battles. It's like, so you're saying this isn't historical? Like this very well siphon filter that had like a different cover design and it's somehow like $400. Yeah, there is. You can look it up. It's weirdly there's two different versions of Siphon Filter 3, and it's I never played the games, but like there's one that was like it's called the 911 edition. And then there's the regular edition. I guess they changed it because of Mo 911. Don't know why, but they did. I guess there must have been something in that game that probably is now more controversial, you could say. But I mean, it's so weird and funny in my opinion in how they do it. But I mean, hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy who collects games, and most of the time I don't really go after value. I always try to get it cheap because I don't really care about the value. Like, I mean, if there's a cheaper copy of the game, I'll totally grab that version. I don't really care. If it's something I really care about, then I'll try my best, but it's never really like that for me because I always go after the second prints, or if I'm able to get the first print, then I'll probably grab the first prints, but most of the time I just try to grab the second prints for anything, but I know some people think otherwise, but as a whole, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We all have opinions on more anything that any form of collecting, because I mean, there's a lot of things people don't really consider as hoarding. I would consider TVs like I don't need a TV, but I have to have one because I don't know. Well, I'm with my family, so technically I have to have a TV. I don't want a TV. I got my phone. I can watch all of my crap I want on my phone, so I don't really need a TV. I have a monitor, and that's the only thing I really use. And I mean, I'm very basic. Like, if I was living by myself, there wouldn't be that much stuff in the house. It would just be very abandoned-ish. And the only place that would have stuff would be my room, and everything else would have nothing. I got no problem sleeping on the floor. I don't. I've slept on the floor. It's pretty nice actually. But that's about all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support me, go to my Odyssey channel. And I believe we're almost there to 400 subscribers on Odyssey. So hey, let's get to 400. Hey, we're almost there to 1,000 on BitChute. But I don't know when I'm going to get there. It probably could take maybe 2 more years or so, but I don't know. Hey, you never know. We may get there. Maybe today. You never know. You could subscribe, but I don't know. I'm going to get 1,000 on YouTube. It's always people leaving because his channel's boring because he's doing nothing this day. Mostly because I'm probably doing my job. If I'm not posting, that just means I'm probably doing my job and try and make some money. Like that's mostly what I'm doing most of the time is just doing my job. So that's kind of my other job. Yeah, I do have a job. I'm not a socialist. I try to work and actually do things in my life to improve myself, but I know some people don't do that, but that's just them. But I hope you guys enjoy. See you, scavengers.